All right, welcome back. I don't know what training day this is because I'm a little bit behind on videos, but welcome back. If you're new here and you don't know me, I'm Delano J. Woodbine, but you can also call me DJ. I'm the current 120 kg national champion here in Canada, and I make daily training videos. I post daily training videos. So if you find that interesting, feel free in subscribing. I'm very happy to have you as your training partner. Today we got hack squats. I've been warming up. I think this is going to be my top set, 450. That's what I got last week. First set of 12, and then a few back downs. After that, I got close grip bench press with hopefully 390. 390 is so close to 400, so maybe I push into that. I think I got 6 reps of those. And then after close grip bench press, I have barbell steel rows. Last week I ended with 225, so I'm going to do a hard set of 12 with those. And then afterwards I have triples, a triple protocol with triple myo rep protocol. So what that is I'm going to do one hard set of 12, rest for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to do 3 reps with about 30 seconds break. So it's almost like a every minute on the minute kind of thing. Even though 3 reps won't take me 30 seconds to do, you want to do it within a minute space. So I normally put on a 30-second timer to do those and then get as many sets as possible. So that's a really good protocol when you're trying to build muscle, which I am trying to do right now because I'm so far out from my next competition, which is Canadian Nationals, which I'm hoping to win, hoping to collect the dub and head on to Worlds and represent Canada for my first time. So yeah, pretty long off season. So this is going to be a pretty interesting prep to watch. So highly recommend subscribing if you want to get into powerlifting and you want to see what it's like being a competitive powerlifter at my level. So yeah, at my level. That sounds so funny, but yeah, it's not that crazy. It's really showing up, setting like proper goals and being consistent. Really and truly that's what it is. It's not too glamorous. You're just doing the ordinary stuff to the T, right? Like technique and everything, and taking all your training serious and showing up when you don't feel like it. So hopefully this video helps to showcase that today. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna put on my belt, roll my knee sleeves and whatnot, and hit this 450 and hopefully it moves well. If I feel like I have more, like I do a few reps and I feel like I have more, I'll up the weight, but more than likely I'll just stick with the 450 because something that I'm working on with my squat is trying to slow down my descent speed so I create more tension in my quads. So I'm trying to do that with hack squat, not trying to go down too fast because I don't want to miss position in my squat, especially when I squat deep. That seems to happen. Whenever I squat really deep, I miss position and then I can't come back out. I get pinned with the weight. So I want to start challenging myself with something like hack squat where I'm not getting my back challenged that much in the movement because it's neutralized versus the barbell that can crush you, and allowing my legs to get used to that. So trying to squat a little bit slower on the hack squat. I usually dive bomb it because that's how I squat, but the main problem in my squat that showed up in my last meet was depth. I wasn't able to hit depth, and it was very close. Like it was borderline. I did end up getting my 3rd squat, but it was so close that I almost got my first loss in my 3-year career of doing powerlifting. Is it 3? Yeah, my 3 years of doing powerlifting. This would have been my first loss ever. So, and there wasn't any main competition at this meet because it was just within my city. It's a provincial level meet. It wasn't a national level meet. So yeah, I had higher hopes, but yeah. So the problem with squats is depth, and what we're doing to get through that is banded squats and slowing our descents and making sure that our technique's on point. It's been really hard. I've been feeling very discouraged coming in here every time to do squats. I really don't want to train. I'm not hyped to train, but I'm hyped about my goals and where I want to be. So I keep showing up and I keep trying, you know, but my numbers are so far off. It's like when I come in here to squat, I'm like, bro, what am I doing? You know what I mean? So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the turnaround. So yeah, I would definitely stay tuned for that because squat depth is a challenge that a lot of us powerlifters have to overcome if we want to get on the most competitive platform, because squats, just like deadlift, is where we make up most of our totals, right? Even though I'm a big bencher, there's a lot of guys in my class right now that are at my numbers in terms of bench. My bench is competitive, but it's not gonna be the separator on the world stage. So you need to have your squat, you need to have your deadlift, you need to have all three, like the infinity stone. So yeah, anyways, enough rambling. Let's get into squats. Hopefully we hack squats. Hopefully have a good day with 450 and bench press. Hopefully I can push that. I was feeling a lot of soreness a few days ago. Yesterday I was feeling a lot of soreness because I went for biking, which you'll see in the video before, the day before. I went for biking, and every time I stretch my hands out like this, like I was experiencing DOMs like in my pecs. So the day before I hit a huge PR, like I was super strong. Like I don't know where it went. I wasn't in the best mood. Maybe it was the rage, but which is interesting. Maybe I should get angry more and stop being so stoic when I train. So yeah, the rage, it really tapped into the rage, which was fun for bench press because I hit like 450 for 6 at 7, and the week before I think I only hit 420 for 5 at like damn near 9, like 8.5. You could say it's a 9 to be honest. So, and I couldn't go anymore. Like if I went for the next rep, I might not be able to get it kind of thing. So it's really probably not even in true sense, not at 8.5, but I gauge my RP differently, and this is why. If I had judged it as a 9 last week, I'd have never been like thinking I'm even close to these numbers this week. But because I gauged it where I personally think, not using the generic, oh, you got 1 rep in the tank or whatever, I think that's strictly RIR, right? Like reps in reserve. I very much believe RPE is a rate of your performance on how well you did the set. And for me, like for a lot of people, most people in the fitness industry don't like view RPE like that. You'll hear them talk about it as reps in reserve. And in my experience of doing this, I think it's a performance metric. It's how well you do the rep, and you can only grade how well you did the rep based on your technique, which a lot of people think technique don't matter, and I think that's not true. I think your technique does matter, and developing your technique over time is going to build up your confidence for those days in a meet where you're in a head-to-head battle and you're going to go squat something or bench something you've never done, and because you trust your technique and you trust your programming 1RM and yourself, you blow up the weight. That's exactly what happened to me at Nationals. I never came close to doing 245 in the gym, and I think I was capable of it. I ended up doing 240. I did 230 in the gym once, and for squats, I never went above 325 in the whole, like in my whole life. 320 in that prep, and I ended up smoking 335. I think I had 340. But being that this is a head-to-head battle, I trimmed off a few kilos off of things. The only thing I didn't trim off kilos on was my my deadlift, and it bit me in the ass because second attempt I fucked it up, and then third attempt I didn't get it, even though it was so close. Like it was really just the judge needing to give me the down command. Like it was so close. Like he flinched and then boom, that's it. And right now it's August. That was back in March. If I had done that, that would have still stand as the biggest 120 total. And I wasn't even a full 120, I was 113. So yeah, not even like, I was 8 kilos away from filling out the class. And like, I think I was 112. For some reason it said 113 today. I think I had ate pizza and shit before I went for weigh-in. So I was a bit heavier. And yeah, so I was 8 kilos away from the weight class down and 8 kilos away from the actual weight class I was competing in. But anyways, enough story timing. Let's get to hack squats. Basic explanatory row. Basic explanatory row. So today I've been playing around with my my squat because as I said before, we're struggling with depth. So I was playing around with flats in the hack squat. What I realized on one side of my legs, it just keeps going out a little bit too much, and then my knees cave in. So I don't want my my toe angled too much out. Probably like this. That's good as far as I want. So I'm gonna set this one to the same thing here, and my feet itself about shoulder width. So one thing on hack squat that you want to do is you want to mark where your feet are and try to do that setup every time you come in. So you're hitting the same muscle every time. You're hitting your quads, but like the same place, right? You're creating tension in the same spot every time you come in. So that's something very important in hack squat. If you're short, you want to get mats on the floor, right? So you can really get the knee bend. And also, you want to try to build up some time and attention on your quads. But as I said, I wasn't doing that much. I was only focusing on up because that's just how I squatted. But now, we're back to building up some time and attention. So we're not doing it slow, but we're not. So I was supposed to hit the bottom. I didn't hit the bottom for some reason. So let's try that again. There we go. So we got the bend in the knees. The toes went out a little bit too much than how I would like. So I'm trying to think about applying gradual pressure into the floor when I'm going down right now. And creating tension. So it's like 50, 60, 70, 80, 100. You know what I mean? So that's good. So you want to think like you load it up like a spring for these. Also, I use like a velocity tracker to tell the speed, so I can see objectively if I'm going how fast I want to go versus going too fast or going too slow. But the easiest way to tell if you're going fast enough is if you're able to think about loading up more and more and more tension as you go down. So I'm thinking more, boom. Then just stand the fuck up. More, and get away from me. All right? That's pretty much it. That's what I'm trying to do. So, yeah. Pushing as hard as I can, standing up as hard as I can. Really, everything when it comes down to like max effort is trying to do as hard as you possibly can. Move hard as you possibly can. Flex your muscles. Yeah, so in this case is my quads, and if I think about standing up real hard or pushing real hard, I'm gonna be flexing my quads. Don't want to think about flexing them like I want flex them by pushing through the floor. So yeah, one of my big cues too when I am squatting is to kind of corkscrew the floor. So you know, when you have like you don't have to do this on hack squat. You can think straight toe forward. But for me, I try to use, try to get the most out of my accessory movements by making it as similar as possible to my squat, bench, deadlift. So anything that I'm doing accessorized is supposed to assist that because that's my sport, lifting the most amount of weight. So going toe forward does create more tension in the quads because it's more knee travel, but it's not how I'm going to move typically, right? Because if I went toe forward, it's going to be really hard for me to hit depth because I'm going to run into my hip, right? And restricted mobility. I'm going to get most force out of being a little bit flared, and that's what most people are going to get. So I tried to be a little bit flared, but I found that this side was a little way too flared than this side. It was like that. I was just going, I mean, like it was like that. So I kept getting a depth call on this side because this side wanted to go down more, but couldn't because this side was like that. So if it was more balanced, right, then probably wouldn't have that issue. But this has been like a year. Like I'm looking back at my meets and I'm realizing, damn, fuck, I didn't realize I had that issue till this meet where it almost like really got me. So yeah, a little bit of toe flare is gonna help everybody, most people, right? With restricted mobility and stuff like that. But also, as I said, I can't squat toe forward, so I'm not gonna do that. If you're a toe forward squatter, then use the leg hack squat like that, and that's great for you because it's harder that way. You're gonna get more muscle and shorter period of time because more hypertrophy, right? So yeah, this is going to be a little bit more easy and natural for my joints. So yeah, we got 4 plates on. So now I'm going to change the load on my Vitruve. So what do we got here? So we got 8 plates. All right. So 360. So 164. Because I got a lot of that's kilos. Usually I have my my belt on, my Velcro. Usually I have this Velcro belt on. This is going to cue my bracing because the Velcro kind of expands, right? Next thing too is it's not as thick, like it's pretty thin. So it's not as thick as my leather SBD belt that I would use. And I don't want that because if I use that belt, my butt's probably gonna come up off the pad. And if your butt's coming up off the pad, when you're coming up, you're using more of your glutes and your abductors, which is not good because you can only get to use those things, well, your glutes and your abductors when you're completely stretched the most in a normal squat, right? If they're not good, not properly stretched, you won't get to use them. They're going to be inhibited. So this is kind of a little cheat when you can kind of do like that because you'll never get your back that straightforward out the hole. So I feel the Velcro expanding. Damn, my abs are cramped, yo. I haven't been bracing this whole time, it seems. So I didn't feel that. So yeah, I'm like shoulder width apart. Most people should start shoulder width apart. Like shoulder width apart would probably be, oh, my shoulders are pretty bad. Yeah, I'm definitely just shoulder width apart. So shoulder width apart, straps down a little bit lower. Okay, that's where we at. All right. Core engage. That was a good set. Felt like my heels wanted to come up on this side. My head's kind of pounding, so I need to drink some water. Goddamn. It's all right. So last set of warm-ups there. So now we're going to toss on that 450. Try to get this for a set of 12. I can already tell this is going to be hard. I'm pretty sure last week when my set of 12 was actually 6 reps, then our next set of 6 reps, probably like a minute in between, I'm not sure, because I looked on the Vitruve and he said that. But I think it was because I was probably getting out of positioning a lot because I've been playing around with it. So, yeah. I can tell this is going to be hard. So I'm going to take a minute. I don't normally take a minute between my warm-ups to see I was just loading on weights, especially because I did my ankle mobility stuff already. I'm kind of warmed up with the Theragun, but my head's already pounding, so I'm gonna drink some water and keep Theraguning myself for like 4 minutes and then come hit this squat. Bro, I feel like I want to puke. I had garlic bread and sausage this morning, kind of like a hot dog kind of thing. Just a bunch of fat. Usually I have a smoothie, but I didn't have stuff to make a smoothie. And then I didn't have eggs because I didn't go buy any eggs. I know I'm feeling fucked up. Foot's going out. Fuck yeah. That was hard, bro. My head's pounding. My head is pounding, yo. Let me drink some water. Fuck. All right. Fuck. So I set the timer. Being that that's RP9. Rest for 5 minutes, then go again. I might rest for more than that, to be honest. I'm not feeling too hot. After this, it's supposed to be 6 reps. And it should be like a 5 RP. I'm gonna do 4 sets of that. I don't know if it's gonna feel like a 5 RP, but getting to the 6 reps weren't too bad, so maybe I just needed to take a breather. Come on. Nice. 3 more. We tapping into the rage. I like it. Here top on way, shoot them can't step up on me, move boy, move boy. Gaza till me die. All right, that was pretty good. I took a little bit longer break today, just because of the dizziness, and I kind of like tapping on some thoughts to get me through. Not great thoughts, but you know, as I said yesterday, it's been a while that I tap into, you know, some of that negative emotion that you feel. But I think in your training, you kind of have to do that when it comes down to strength stuff, because it is an element of survival when it comes down to it. It's either fight or flight, and your body doesn't know if it's weight, the weight as being weight versus being a threat. So if you're amped up, you're fired up to like, you know, I'm gonna smoke this shit. You got the confidence and you got the willpower. It tends to come through, unless you're just delusional, like you're in an actual really bad spot, injured or some shit. You're just gonna end up injuring yourself because your body's gonna overextend. But if you know you're above 90% to 100%, show up with confidence, push, you know. Think about anything in your past that you've overcome, your scars, your stories. I think about that kind of stuff, and I got a lot. So when it comes on to like hard days, I know I can tap into that. I haven't tapped into something like that in a while. I don't know. I think something turned off that switch. I think around June, after that meet, because I was so amped up that day to like prove something, only for it to just go sideways. And I've been thinking ever since, like, you know, I got to do better. I got to do this. Not thinking about like how hard I'm pushing myself per se. So yeah, if there's anything I can give you or you can take away from this video is yeah, your message, your story is where you're gonna drive power. What's up, James? I'm on that. I got bench right now. Actually, this is funny. Are you benching too? Are you benching or squatting too? Yeah. So we're gonna move into close grip. Hopefully, I can tap into that same shit and smoke that like I did 2 days ago. You know, and get a PR. And if I get a big enough PR, like I did this week, like that PR from this week on that bench day, I'm cool with just cooling it going into that day. So I need to push the day before that squat and bench day, cool it, and probably push again on the day before this. What did I have? I had 2 compost bench, JM press, and ab wheel. So I'm gonna have to really push 2 count and then chill today, do this again, and hopefully it moves better, and then push again. So I'm gonna have 3 hard fucking days: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and yeah, then I have the 2 days off, and then I believe a deload. because I go up every 3 weeks and then I deload on the 4th week. So next week's gonna be my 3rd week. So I'm gonna make a note of that I really want to push on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and take what's there on Tuesday and Thursday, which is today. So yeah, anyways, let's get to it. Into the sky. 177 for 6. Okay. That one moves pretty well. So I'm gonna keep the weight and do my bat downs. Much better than last week. Last week the speed was a 7, but I misgrooved the rep. My butt came up. So pretty sure I put it at 8.5. Just because I think it was probably 7.5 speed, and then my butt came up, so I gave it 8.5. This week we got 6, truly a 7. So the plan for today, right, was to come in, do a little PR, and get it for 6, which we did. Went up to 390. That's what Mike had. That's what I had on my plan as the target, to come in and do 390. Even though 385 was kind of tough. Do it at a 9, but we got it at 7. It's really hard for me to gauge close grip, because sometimes if I go fast, start moving very soppy, and then if I go too slow, just because my hands are close and I can't get to use my pecs as much, then I can't get it up. So there's like a rhythm, like a 1 count and up, 1 count and up, and that's how I like to do it. So, being that this one was 390, 390 was a 7. Technically, I could go up. So I'm gonna think about it, see if I want to go up or call it here. Because if I do go up now, then I won't have to next week. But I'm gonna need to rest for like 5-10 minutes before I do that, and then maybe I'll keep that weight for the 3s. Or maybe I'll be too gassed and I'll need to come back down to 390 and do my 3 sets of 3 at 6 RPE with that weight. So hopefully I'm not confusing you. So I don't know how much I'm gonna go up. Maybe I'll go up 400. Reasonably, I feel like I should be able to go up to 400. 5 more pounds would have trimmed the RPE, so maybe 400 is what I had today. And then either repeat the 400 for a triple, or if it was like 9.5 before preemptively, I'll do 390 as the number for my bat down. So I'm rest a little bit and then we do that. That didn't feel like a 9. Let's see. I'm still getting 7.5. But I did 2 hard sets. I did 7. I did a 7.5 just now. And that one moved faster actually. I think with me anticipating how hard it was gonna be, I exerted myself a bit more. It's gonna be kind of hard for me to gauge where I'm at. Okay, so been not sure where I'm at, but next week I already knew I was planning to sandbag today and the day before. I'm gonna rest the next 10 minutes, try to get very aggressive on what my 1RM is, and probably get pinned at 5. And then afterwards, 390 should be really, really easy at a 6. And then move into barbell seal rows. I think that's the best plan of action. Because it should be a 9 and it's not a 9. Keep undershooting. So go rest up and try to figure out how much I'm gonna do now. Even though I got like 5, still could consider that one was a 7. My back just started cramping. That usually happens near top end whenever I miss position. And on that set, like on the last rep, you can see it very pronounced. But the second to last one, I missed position. It dipped a little bit lower, but I recovered pretty quickly. The second one, I had to pause to stay tight and then push up. So the struggle is when you're doing close grip, because your arms are so close, you're gonna end up bringing it really low on your chest. And the lower you put it on your chest, the more your shoulders are gonna have to recover. So even though when I'm doing my accessory movements like pin press, block press, I always try to touch as high as possible and try to get my pecs in, even though we wanna keep it like a tricep dominant exercise. But that's kind of what happened. So the struggle is just because of my arms. My arms being so long, you can easily get really low on my chest. And as soon as it gets too low, it's very hard for me to recover. So I kind of like heave it and then get my back into it and starts cramping. So it's happened to me before meet day and I couldn't fix it, like mobility wise. But today it wasn't mobility. Mobility was good. It was just positioning. So next week, if I attempt anything close to this, because I want to do my back downs now for my triples at 6. If I attempt anything close to this, I gotta remember, like, gotta keep tight, gotta touch high. I was thinking about that throughout the sets, but I have done so many sets coming up to this, which I shouldn't have. Like, I done so many sets of 6s because I wasn't sure where the 1RM was. So that plays into it. I'm just like tired and fatigued right now. So I'm gonna take 5 to 10 minutes and then repeat this because I think this was pretty easy. I can definitely do these for 3s at 6. So I'm gonna keep it instead of like going down to 390. So that's pretty good. 422 for a 6. If that 5th rep was a 7, then one more rep would have probably been like an 8 to 8.5. So that's exactly what I want to be. Maybe 8.5 seemed that if I stayed tight and it was just a max effort thing, probably the tip to 8.5. So that's pretty good. So I'm gonna log this as a 7, this number at a 7, and then make a mental note for next week. Even though the plan is not to really come in and try to push this day, if I don't really have to. If it's there, I will, but if it's not, I'm not too upset for the end of the block. So yeah, hopefully I can push that bench day again with pin press, because pin press helps me know where my bench is more than close grip. So I'd prefer to like push pin press instead of this one. So anyways, I'm gonna take my break and then reset up.
Just life, even when I was a little bit younger.
All right, so I just got back home, and yeah, overall the session today was pretty much a success. I got 10 sets with the barbell C-row. You saw the change of scenery because I went to a second gym because the rack and how I normally set up barbell C-row, someone was using it. I could have set it up with the bench and all that, but I'm like, it's gonna be just easier for me to just quickly pack up my stuff and just go there because that second gym is on my way home already. And I'm like, I'm already paying for the membership, so why not? I was thinking about doing a little bit more accessories today, like like some glute focus stuff, but I didn't remember that. Okay, I have RDLs tomorrow, so maybe tomorrow after I'm done my RDLs, because I'm not sure how hard I'm going to be able to push them and stuff. It really depends on how well I recover today and sleep. Yeah, I might go there again afterwards and do a bunch of glute stuff because they got a lot of glute machine, and seeing that my glutes are supposed to be cooked, that's like the whole goal with my whole posterior chain supposed to be like cooked, like my glutes and my hamstrings. After Romanian, I think I'll just go there and finish up some stuff there. So I might reorganize my training to like accommodate that because usually Romanian deadlifts is the first thing, and then I have what's it called, middle pin bench press, and then pull up. So what I might do is I might do my middle pin bench press and do my pull ups, then do my Romanian deadlift, and then go straight over there. So I'm like really cooked after. Yeah, because pull ups shouldn't affect my Romanians too much, and if it does, so well. But yeah, I'm gonna reorganize it like that. So the main thing is gonna be middle pin bench, which is gonna be interesting because I know saw that I did way more at chest level this week, so I should be able to do more at middle pin. So I'm excited to push that tomorrow. So regardless of me, if I was going to that gym tomorrow to do glute exercise, I'd probably still do that bench just because of how well bench was feeling and how well bench felt today. So to really like get the most out of my chest today, because I haven't had no sign or indication that my lower body is like feeling primed to do anything, and or my back or anything. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Romanian deadlifts is going to be like a casual thing tomorrow. So yeah, probably this is what we have on plan. So yeah, not too stressing about it. But regardless, today was really good, being that I only ate garlic bread and sausages, and I was at the gym for a while, bro, like a while. So I think I was at the gym for a while, shining a little bit in between, but because I had so much of those bench sets afterwards too, after like hack squat, I ended up spending way too long, and then going to that next gym, like driving and then stopping and resetting up and everything. But yeah, overall pretty good day. Glad that you're still watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe. Very happy to have you here as a training partner. I'm out.